Hey guys, it's me, Checkered. Today, I got a new video. Obviously, it's about Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. This video is going to be talking about him and how to play him and what to play him with, what you can play him with, just really talking about its impact in the expanded Pokemon TCG format, because that's generally the format I enjoy playing the most. So, Rapid Strike, I'm just going to call him Urshifu. So Urshifu in Expanded has a very similar attack to Golisopod, almost the same attack, just with a little bit more damage for, scaling, power creep, whatever, and a very powerful Gmax secondary attack. Its first attack for 1 energy, Gale Thrust, 30 damage, plus 120 if it became your active Pokemon during this turn. So if it was on the bench and you switched it during your turn. It doesn't count for promoting, it doesn't count evolution. It's only if it was on the bench and it became the active. It's very important. And its secondary attack, Gmax Rapid Flow, for 2 fighting and a colorless, you discard all the energy and you deal 120 to 2 Pokemon. These attacks synergize very well together, so if you hit something in the active, it retreats, you can finish it off with Rapid Flow, stuff like that. But as powerful as this card is on its own, it's even more powerful with the modifiers and the amount of support fighting has in the expanded format. Just to name a few of the possible support cards Urshifu can run. Diancie Prism Star, obviously, is a staple. It boosts your fighting damage by 20. That's a lot. Since you already have Octillery, the Rapid Strike one, that searches out a Rapid Strike card once during your turn, you can obviously just pair it with the other Octillery with Abyssal Hand that fills your hand up to 5 cards once during your turn. Remoraid, use the new one with Rapid Strike tag, so it has synergies with both Brooklet Hill, Octillery, and the Rapid Strike Search. You can run Empoleon V, another new card, as a kind of backup to if you're up against a Baby Mew deck or a Psychic deck. You can put the Empoleon up as the active to kind of filter out some damage, take a couple knockouts, slow the game down a little bit. You got Jirachi Gx to remove weakness, psychic weakness, so you won't get hit for weakness. That's a possibility. Computer Search, just a good card. Strong Energy, amazing card. Attach a Strong Energy, have a Diancie on the bench. That's an extra 40 damage. That will one-shot most basics in the game, with the exception maybe of Zacian or something like that. But you have more modifiers. Who knows? What you'll probably be one-shotting a lot more than just Zacian in this format. You got cards like Special Charge to get back your Rapid Strike energies. You have Guzma, you have Floatstone, you have Karina, Acerola, AZ. There's so many cards that you can run. The most important one, I think, is Brooklet Hill. Brooklet Hill helps get your Octillery out, your Remoraids. It searches a basic, so it only gets out your Remoraids, your Urshifus, your other fighting like a Diancie, stuff like that, your Empoleon if you're running it. Very strong card in this deck. And this archetype, Karina, searches your deck for fighting Pokemon and an item. That can set you up all in one turn. You search your deck for, say, we use Karina, you search your deck for the Evolved VMAX and an item like an Ultra Ball or a Floatstone. You take your Octillery, you retreat it, you Octillery for the energy, attach Octillery, there you go. Turn 2 attacks almost every time, almost guaranteed you're going to attack turn 2, dealing at least 150 damage. Maybe even 120 to 2 things if you went first. There's so much you can do in this deck. With the amount of HP that it has, Acerola and AZ become even more valuable, because they can just pick up your damaged Urshifu. The chances of it getting damaged and taking a one-shot are extremely low. The only real way that would happen is with a Darkrai GX move, or maybe Urshifu Single Strike might hit it, a Mewtwo, a Mew weakness. That's the only real way it's going to get one-shot. Other than that, you'll be one-shotting Pikaroms, Crobats, Dedennes, Lele's. All the support Pokemon are just dead because of cards like Guzma, Karina, Acerola. Very powerful supporters. Special Energy is a huge thing in the expanded format. So instead of running Enhanced Tamer, you could run that new Rapid Strike fan item that removes a special energy, puts on the bottom. You could search it out. It's situational. It's a tech card. It's really good. You could even probably play this deck like Zoropod was played back in the day, with Zoroark GX. Maybe even run Lycanroc instead of Zoroark. Like, the possibilities are endless because it's such a strong attacker for only 1 energy attachment, with the more energy for another attack being an option, but your primary attack is just 1 energy. So Zorifu, however, whatever it's going to be called, is potentially a very strong deck and might bring Zoroark back to the top, even though it was already tier 2 with things like Snorlax and Garbodor, stuff like that. But this is generally what I think a Rapid Strike deck would look like if you're going for the core Rapid Strike synergies, as opposed to just using it as its power with a Lycanroc or a Zoroark, which would be a completely different archetype with a similar functionality. This deck is, the way I built it this time is designed more to one-shot those support Pokemon like Grobats, Dedenne, Jirachis, Lele's, anything with a low amount of HP, as well as hit, say, a tag team or another VMAX and finish it off with its other attack. So I'm utilizing synergies with Octillery, with both Octilleries, the Abyssal Hand and the new Rapid Strike Search one, as they synergize very well with Remoraid. And obviously with Karina, Strong Energy, using Brooklet Hill as a very powerful support stadium, because otherwise you wouldn't really have much of a stadium. There's Fighting Dojo, which is alright, but you need a basic Fighting Energy, I believe, for that to be active, so it's not quite as good. So this is generally what it looks like. You run an Acerola, an AZ, 2 Guzma, 2 Karina. Acerola and AZ are kind of interchangeable. You can run 2 Acerola, 2 AZ, an Acerola, and a Max Potion. Max Potion also has a lot of synergy with Urshifu. You could also run that new Karina card, the new one, the Rapid Strike one that is basically Lily, where it makes you fill up your hand up to 6. It's not quite the best card, and maybe you could play it in Expanded, but it basically does what the other Octillery already does. The only difference is it's tutorable with the Rapid Strike Octillery, so it might be worth a one-of card. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely an option. It'll definitely be a good card in Standard, but in Expanded, I'm not sure if it's good enough to make the cut, just to have that supporter for that in case of kind of situation. So obviously you got Diancie, got 2 Dedenne, got a Crobat, you got Jirachi with the Psychic Zone for those Psychic matchups, and you got Empoleon for those Mew, Zigzagoon, things that you just don't want to have to deal with. Basic, non-prize, non-rule box Pokemon. That's kind of the gist of this deck. It's kind of like a can deal with anything with whatever it has. You know, it's versatile, which is what you want in Expanded. Obviously, you know, you see a Pikarom, you just shake their hand, you're like, hey, you lose. Like, there's no way an Electric deck it has a chance against this. Even smaller prize decks like a Metal Box or anything like that probably doesn't have much of a chance. If they bench 2 Dedennes and a Lele or 3 support Pokemon throughout the game, they're also done. So there's a lot of power in this kind of a deck, which is why I like it. Empoleon synergizes with Rapid Strike, that's why I run it. Brooklet Hill, Strong Energy, or not Strong Energy, Rapid Strike Energy is the only way you can get a water on it with this deck, which I think is fine. You run 4 of them, so depending on your matchup, you know, do you need it? You can still attach a Fighting Basic to it to fill out that 3rd energy. So yeah, that's this deck. This is just like a proxy, what it would look like, what it could look like, what you can do with it, kind of thing. And yeah. So yeah, that's Urshifu Rapid Strike VMAX. That's about all I had to say to it. I want to keep these videos short and just kind of highlight how and what these cards can do in the Expanded format or Standard format, depending on what kind of format I'm talking about. If you like this kind of video, let me know. If you want to watch me play this on release, I'm going to be playing this over on my Twitch account, twitch.tv/checkered. Check it out. Give me a follow. I appreciate it. Or follow me on Twitter if you want to see my tweets. My tweets are pretty funny, I think. I think they're pretty trash tier, but, you know, we have fun. And if you like events, I run Expanded events every week or other week on Limitless. But yeah, check me out on Twitter, Twitch. Drop a follow, drop a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll be doing more of these videos in the future, for sure. Thanks for watching.